Hello my scrappy friends, welcome to my channel again today. Another share for Cut to You for this month. And I had a lot of fun with this one. I am using this gorgeous diamonds background cut file that was a freebie I think last month. And this is the page that I have created. I don't know how well you can see in that photo, but I am going to mink this cut file. I picked up the 12-inch mink for sale at Spotlight a couple weeks ago, and I finally have a 12-inch mink, so I was very excited. I couldn't wait to get home. I had an idea of what I wanted to do straight away, so I've got my mink reactive mist, my little silicone spatula here. Cut that cut file on smooth white cardstock, and you can see the cut lines a little bit there. You can see I'm just tipping a little bit of that medium onto my spatula and spreading it over. I went with smooth cardstock because I knew that I would get the best results that I was after with smooth cardstock, though I was not going for perfectly foiled because that's just not what I expect anymore for anything. So I'm just applying that, making sure I've got a reasonable coat all the way across. It's not too thick. I'm going to pop this aside to dry. I am going to, once that's dry, I'm going to show you a video of it going through the mink. I'm going to use holographic foil, and then I'm going to jump on live with a little bit of a voiceover. So I'll be back again in a minute with the rest of my process. Hey everyone! Okay, so super quick little voiceover halfway through my video. You saw in the beginning that I had minked this super fun cut file. It turned out awesome. So you can see the holographic foil on there. Love it, love, love, love it. What I decided to do is pull out my Shimelle Sparkle City collection. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one are all from Sparkle City. I wanted some more holographic kind of effect. I didn't have any in Sparkle City, so I went to Paige Evans Bloom Street. I pulled this paper from the 6x8 paper pad. It's got those holographic raindrops, and I like that it's white. And my background, I wanted to bring in that yellow. So that's also from Paige Evans Bloom Street. That is paper 14. So this is where I'm at. I'm going to be scrapbooking this photograph, which is my Disney castle. So happy with it, love, love, love it. And I'm going to use this, I think, to place my pieces where I want them. They are all up on foam. So that is the first thing I'm going to do. I haven't decided if I'm adding mixed media yet or not. Side note, I have come up with an idea for a facing page, not a 2-page layout, but a facing page to kind of go with this, but it's all done. Well, my castle's built. My photos for the other page are now printed. So it was a bit of a process. So I'm going to cut those out, and then you will get another video at some point, perhaps with my little squares. I'm not sure. So I'm going to pop you on fast forward, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so you got to see all of that close up. As I said, I'm going to use this, is this the negative? Yes, I think it is. From my cut, I'm going to washi tape that in place. I did, when I cut it, make sure I centered it. So just a little bit of washi tape there. I do muck around with this for a bit. I can't get it quite right, so I end up turning the paper, and for some reason that works better. You do see a bit of my head, I'm sorry, but I do not make you watch this whole process because it is not very exciting. So yeah, here we go. I'm just using my ATG. There is no mixed media on the background. Nothing. Nothing. You can see I'm just adding my ATG, and I'm going to pop that straight down the middle and then stick these diamonds down onto the last one. And you can see I'm just going to lift that up, take off the tape, and voila! I love it. I love how this turned out. I trimmed the white border off that photo. I did decide to go with colour. I did toy with the idea of putting the second photo behind, but you see I do kind of go, nah, after a little while. Re-add the white border. I couldn't get the white border quite right with the photo paper, so that's why I've added a white border. This is the Sparkle City scraps that I have. I created an album for a friend's daughter, and I kept all the scraps because I knew I could use them for layers. I'm just flicking through them to work out what colors I'm going to add behind, what patterns, and it's mine, so definitely some pink. And like I said, you get to see my head a lot in this, I do apologize. For me, this is it's a simple, not really, kind of layout. I don't know. There's not a lot happening in the background, which is definitely different for me. How about that's what we've run with? Sounds good to me. I know that I want to use this dark blue with the rainbow wonderful because I love it, but I didn't cut it straight the first time I used it, so I'm just going to cut that straight. Now I'm going to stick that down as well. You can see that my photo mats are not going all the way around my photo, which is totally fine, totally normal. And what I'm using there is for my December Daily album, I printed a calendar. It wasn't quite the right size, so rather than throwing it out, I've just kept the wrong one to use the white cardstock because it is quite thick. Cardstock is not just regular printing paper. Just making sure that's all attached how I want it. Happy with those layers. This is where I tried it. It was like, no, don't need it. Go away. I actually gave that other photo to Hunter because he's Lego mad. Now I have left this process in. This was going to be my beautiful Disney castle, but I couldn't get it to work. So I am going to, like I said, I've super sped this up for you. Got it to this point and I was like, yeah, nah, don't love it. So what I'm going to do is move not all of the alphas, but some of them so that I can move them as separate words. I'm going to ditch the beautiful, though I do love it still. My letters didn't want to stick, which is annoying. And this is basically where I end up going with the title to the left-hand side there. Like I said, I do get rid of that beautiful. You can see I keep moving it around. I decide that's where I want it. I'm going to add a little bit of foam underneath this corner of the photo just to make sure it is not going to be moving. And again, just using my ATG. There's no mixed media in the background here. Different but good, but different, but you can see this whole cut file just about. I love it. I was really conscious of not covering up too much of it. So yes, you can see most of it and I'm really happy with that. I'm going to use my T-square ruler to get my title straight because occasionally that matters. And there you go. I did have to go back in and use some glue on my alphas here. They'd been moved a few times, so weren't as sticky as they could be. I do try to get this beautiful in, but that's going to go back in the chipboard. This is one of those lenticular pieces. It says glow all day, sparkle all night, or something to that effect. And I thought it was quite appropriate for this layout because of all the hours I spent on building this castle, but I thought that I might save that piece for the other page. Go big or go home. I was like, yep, that's going on here because this baby is big. I think it's like 70 or 80 centimeters tall from memory. I can't remember. If you are curious, leave me a comment and I can definitely find out for you. I've got the rub-ons here. I knew I wanted to use something and I end up with magical because what could be more magical than the Disney castle, right? I'm just going to add that underneath my photo. It tucks in nicely there and just kind of fills that kind of weird space. Tip with rub-ons, peel the protective coat off very carefully and slowly, just so you don't damage it, and that way you can go back over it if you need to. I do look at these contemplating whether I'm going to add more. I contemplated some of these puffies. What have I got now? I've got the 6x12 sticker sheet. I'm going to use 3 of the holographic stars. I originally thought I was just going to do 3 of them, but you see in a sec that I will add more. So I've got 1, 2, and 3. Just trying to see what else there is I can add. Try a few things. Again, I didn't want to add too much to this layout and take away from that cut file. And this layout is more about the finished castle than anything else. So I was quite happy for it to be a small photo and mostly about the product rather than the story. The story is going to go on the other page. The journaling on here just says something to the effect of, I'm so glad that I finally got it all together and I love that it has a home, essentially. This is where I've decided I'm going to add more stars. I'm going to do 3 clusters of 3 of these stars. Again, Disney, castle, Lego, magic, stars, holographic, pretty, it all just goes together. What you don't see is I take that branding strip and stick that to the bottom. I do add some silver splatters around that main cluster, add my journaling, and I add 2 little word strips above my journaling that I think you can see in the next photo, very vaguely. As always, thank you so much for stopping by. A short, sweet one for you today. I hope you've enjoyed. And I will be back again soon with another share, no doubt. As always, again, thank you for stopping by, and I will see you again soon.